been in the danger zone.
Hello, you beautiful bastards. Welcome to the first ever Danger Zone podcast. I am your host, Daniel Kelly, and I'm joined by, we'll say minions at this stage, Mr. Ryan Palmer. Say hello, Ryan.
Hello.
And by the one that they call Chris Hilberman, but we like to refer to him by his real name, Himby. Say hello, Himby.
Good evening.
First off, thank you for downloading this shambles of a first episode. We aim to bring to you a podcast that isn't meant to be taken too seriously, like certain other shows that we are quite frankly too scared to mention. We're three lads from the east of England. As you can probably tell from the far accent, Bello and Daniel Lugholes. We share a passion for wrestling, although it must be said to varying degrees. Isn't that right, Himby?
That is correct, yes.
Right, so we're going to be looking at the 14th of January edition of Raw, billed as the 20th anniversary episode. And to start with, we had the montage of all the old intros, which I thought was pretty good. Do you guys agree with that?
I certainly do agree.
Yeah.
Can't be a classic intro.
Yeah, I thought it kind of... it made the other one, like the latest ones, look like so much more shit than what they were, because the old ones were brilliant, and then, you know...
I did notice that they didn't end with the current montage.
Yeah, I noticed that. It was kind of...
They ended with the old Nickelback one, which, you know, wasn't the best, but it's probably...
better than the newest one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so yeah, to start with the show, we had Vince come out, and he basically just talked about the success of Raw and that, and it was the anniversary, and, you know, nothing good here. Big Show come out pretty quickly, interrupted, and he used, like, heel... I don't know, reasoning that Del Rio should be stripped of the title. I don't know, for some reason, I don't know why. Doesn't really make sense, but, you know, that was a good kind of bit with him and Vince, I thought, with where Vince said he looked like he lost weight and he just meant the world title, which, you know, usually I don't like Vince's comedy, but this wasn't, you know, I had a little chuckle.
Yeah, I agree. I think, well, the way that Vince came in with the part that Raw is still existing because he's such a genius. I think that is typical Vince, to be honest.
A twat,
but
yeah.
I thought the Vince and Big Show interaction was pretty spot on.
Yeah. Big Show's not doing too badly, I think, at the moment. I mean...
No, I agree. I think his title reign was cut too short, but we'll get into that in a minute. So.
Yeah. I mean, he's mildly entertaining, really. I mean, he has a little bit of comedy moments in there. And,
He's had some decent matches as well lately.
Yeah.
Best matches for a long time for the Big Show, I would say.
Yeah. So, like, and Del Rio comes out. Well, Ricardo introduces him. And, yeah. I want to get into first about Del Rio winning the title at last week's SmackDown in the Last Man Standing match. Yeah. Hempy, what do you think about Del Rio winning the title as a babyface now?
I don't like him as a babyface.
No.
I don't think it suits him at all.
No.
I
think that he could grow into the role because I think it'd become unbelievably stale as a heel.
Yeah. I think him getting the title just sums up WWE, really. It's just, he's never been over at all, and he's just been pushed because he's a Mexican. And it's like, they need a Mexican star. So it's like, Sin Cara has failed. Rey Mysterio is like injured and riddled with knee injuries and stuff. So they've just said, right, who's the other Mexican we got? Well, that's Del Rio. He can be babyface. Let's give him the title because we love Mexicans and we want them to watch our, television. So it's pretty shocking, really, that, to be a world champion in WWE, sometimes you just need to be Mexican, which,
that's the story of that segment, to be honest.
Yeah, it just gets you angry. But I mean, to be fair, he on the SmackDown match, he did pretty well in the role, and it was a good match.
It was a very good match. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I liked the way he cried at the end to make the title seem so much more important.
Yeah, so
it really is.
Yeah, I mean, so I think he could. Yeah, like you said there, I think he might grow into the role a bit. I mean, I don't know how right I am with this, but the crowd, he got a big reaction for winning, and the crowd tonight seemed to like him. That must have been his biggest pop coming out.
They're Mexican states, aren't they?
Yeah.
Predominantly.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
But,
so I
well,
mean,
not Mexican states, but you know what
no,
I mean.
they're close to the border, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds a bit racist, but
Oh.
there'll be more of that, I'm sure.
Stars we mean to go on.
Yeah.
I think one thing with Del Rio, he didn't act like a conventional babyface.
No. It's still
What was the
kind of,
comment
yeah.
he said? Something like, didn't he call him a fat jackass or something?
Yeah.
That's not really, but that's the way it is. I've got no problem with that. He's different to all the other faces, I suppose.
Yeah. So back to Raw. Ricardo had a bucket. I can't remember why, but he had it. And he was, so Big Show was basically saying, don't you dare throw that water on me. If he does, I'll end you, or something like that. So Ricardo dumped it on him, but it was confetti. So
Can I just butt in there and say, if Big Show is meant to be an unstoppable monster, why was he so concerned about a ring announcer throwing a bucket of confetti in his vicinity? It wasn't even on him.
yeah, I mean, I suppose it's just, a heel thing, isn't it?
That's
For a bit of a gag, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's quite pedantic because that's.
Yeah, I'd blame WWE more on Big Show because they got to be so any little thing. It's more of he's a bully, I guess. So it's like anything. If you do anything to me, I'll mess you up. But anyway, Then they had a big brawl, and both Ricardo and Del Rio got Big Show out of the ring, and Big Show ran away. Not literally.
Not like a WWE 13 Royal Rumble matches.
Yeah, that was that. Okay, so the next segment, Mick Foley was.
Mick Foley?
Yeah, cheers. Mick was named the first inductee of the Hall of Fame class 2013. So he came out, got on the mic, and he got his cheek pop in, and then nearly straight away the Shield come out. Really starting to like their music, by the way. It's quite.
So I like the way that the initials at the start spell out Shield.
I haven't noticed that, but that sounds rather nice.
There you go. There's something for you to watch out for next week.
Yeah, rather nice.
The words they say at the start spell out SHIELD.
Oh, cheers for that insight, Daniel.
Nice little fact.
That's what I'm in for.
Yeah, keep us informed of any other things like that you see on the Titantron.
I will. I'll get right back to you.
Good stuff. Okay, so then, before they have a chance to kick the shit out of Foley, Ryback comes down to a pretty big reaction, unfortunately. I hate to say it. And then he's like destroying them for a while, but then I can't remember exactly, but Roman Reigns probably clotheslined him or something like he does every time, and he so that's the only way that Ryback can get stopped for a minute, and then they beat him down. Then Orton comes out, and then they beat him down a little bit, and then Sheamus finally comes out, and yay, they can all beat the Shield because they're baby faces and they're stronger.
I would like to have seen one more come down, because as it stood that 3-on-3, they were overwhelmed. If it was 4-on-3, it would have been a little bit more understandable.
They are
and they'd have kept credibility.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like this team who should be able to work incredibly well together, but like in a fair fight, they can't. It's it's WWE logic again. But,
exactly.
Yeah.
I was expecting that though. I was expecting that before it got to Sheamus.
Yeah. So I remember
with Foley going in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised that he accepted the induction, because that means he's going to have to go out and buy a suit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scruffy bastard.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't, to be honest. I suppose he will.
Just turn up in his flannel.
Has he inducted anyone or been in attendance at any of the others?
He must have been, not recently I don't think, but he must have been at some point.
Yeah, must be. Been interested to see what he had then. But who knows? So back to the segment, Ambrose gets shell-shocked by Ryback, and then they pull him out and go. I was really... When the Shield come out, I was really excited, because I thought possibly Ambrose might allude to their past when he had that YouTube video of confronting Foley, and I thought
I was thinking of that as well.
and that would have worked so well, like talking about the whole injustice angle. How, like, I don't know how much, I doubt it was really what happened, but that was like Foley didn't want to work with him or something because he said something about his kids on Twitter or something. So I mean that would have been perfect. Like he was waiting to debut for so long, and or something along those lines, or maybe not going that into breaking the fourth wall, but something along those lines would have been really good. And I was like, oh yes, this is going to be good.
Yeah, I think with Foley's intense promos lately, I think him and Ambrose could do some really good things together.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
but I don't think that'll ever happen, to be honest.
Yeah, I wish, as much as I like the Shield, I wish they would get Ambrose on the mic more, like in the ring.
I agree.
I mean, it's like that would be so good. I mean, he'd cut such good promos, and it seems like a bit of a waste.
As of late, they've even stopped doing the sort of backstage,
on
the fly style Shield videos, haven't they?
They have taken a sideline a bit since TLC. I mean,
I thought when he had the original sit-down interview the night after Survivor Series, I thought Ambrose was going to come out as the leader of the group, but that's not really happened.
No, yeah. I mean, I think they really like Roman Reigns, but I think they're more a unit at the moment. There's no real leader at the moment, I expect.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd rather give it a bit of time to develop instead of rushing through straight away and blowing a gasket.
Yeah.
One thing that crossed my mind when I was watching the run-ins afterwards with Orton coming out, I thought, what would happen if Orton was revealed to be a part of the Shield once he's completed his heel turn? And I think that'd be a good way to bring the heel turn in, as in a way to say that he's lost his top spot in the company and it's an injustice. So the Shield are fighting against injustice, so let's just put it out there.
Yeah, I like the reasoning. I despise the idea. Yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't want Orton being seen to be the leader or better than them. I think it works much better that they're just them. I don't know if I'd really even want any people from NXT coming in to be in the Shield as well. I think you get too many in there. It's just waters it all down. But
NWO with chest protectors.
I think they'll definitely work storyline wise that why Orton would, because I mean I'm not surprised. I bet he is really angry, kind of losing his place to Sheamus somehow.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I was thinking. After what happened to Legacy, I think Legacy had some good moments, but because Ted DiBiase is now basically never seen, and Cody Rhodes isn't any really more advanced than what he was when he was in Legacy, I think that's got to be classed as a failure. So yeah, still well clear. I suppose you're pretty spot on.
Yeah. So after that, Ryback has a in-ring interview with Josh Matthews, where he says he wants revenge on the Shield, and he starts chanting "Feed me, Shield, feed me, Shield."
He does.
That was so cringeworthy.
I know.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
It's like he's seen the fan signs and thought, ooh!
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Did anyone else notice he's still got pink eye?
Has he?
Yeah, I wonder if it's another Randy Orton prank.
Yeah. Well, when it in Knocked Up or something, the film where they all fart on each other's pillows and it all gives them pink eye or something. So
yeah, it was.
Maybe Brian's been doing that on his pillows because they travel together. I think so.
I reckon
I hope
Randy
he is.
Orton has taken his shitting in a bag to the next level.
Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah. So what I wanted to say about Ryback's promo is, it's like every word is incredibly hard for him to say.
He does
it's it requires all his concentration to say anything, or it's kind of he's just learned to speak that day or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's just hey, feed me more. It's it's all foreign to him talking, and I don't know how he's got a job. I don't know. Oh God, it is. Yeah, he's terrible. I mean,
but he's here to stay, mate.
I know. That's what's sad, isn't it? It's just.
There's someone fresh, at least.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I suppose with his TLC match with Punk, he had a bit of a swagger about him that
he did, definitely,
which seemed new and kind of all right. And I was like, he did carry himself like a star. I just think he's terrible in every way, which is a problem with me. But yeah.
So you don't really like him then, Ryan?
I'm not a fan. I'll tell you this, Dan. I'm not really a fan. He's not in my top 5 or my fave 5.
I don't think he'll ever shake that Goldberg comparison, especially with the older fans.
Yeah.
Well,
so many similarities. The mannerisms and everything is just.
Yeah.
You know that
especially when he shakes the ropes.
Yeah. What I noticed? I was watching Brock Lesnar's DVD, and people chanted Goldberg at him sometime.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're probably thinking of his WrestleMania 20 match against Goldberg, mate.
No. It was like early on when he debuted. I think it might have just been in one match, but I remember it happening.
But with
I hope I didn't dream it, but I'm pretty sure it happened.
When Ryback eventually shakes the chance off for good, you'll know then that he's made it.
Yeah. Well, it seems like it's a pay-per-views. No one likes him that much, but on Raws and SmackDowns, he's over. Yeah. It's like the people who go there to that like each show kind of thing. I don't know. But I don't like him.
I gotta admit though, if I was a kid, I would love Feed Me More.
Yeah.
I would love singing along with that. That's the sort of thing that I would have loved when I was a child growing up watching WWF.
Yeah.
So I can't really complain, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I suppose I would, but he is a hideous man. I mean, his face just is grotesque, especially when he's having a fit or whatever. I don't know. He's doing that.
He's a bit like Captain Caveman.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to Brodus Clay's little promo and then his match with Punk.
Yeah. I suppose it's kind of good that they did go somewhere with it, with his, like Punk's promo last week, and they followed it up kind of thing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think it was good that there was a reason for the match to take place. Yeah. There's a logical advancement to have the match.
Yeah. I mean,
not too many complaints about that from me.
I thought the match was pretty poor. I mean, I think it just showed how limited Brodus Clay is. I mean, there's no like interchanges or There
was a slight second when he first came out that I thought he was being accompanied to the ring by Emil Heskey.
God.
Anyway.
So I didn't like it that much. I just don't think Brodus is any good. What I did notice is Punk was basically a babyface here. The crowd loved him. It was I didn't hear really any boos. Well, I don't know. Does that say anything? I'm not sure, but especially with that crowd, he was kind of more of a. It wasn't like a pay-per-view crowd like we talked about just now.
No.
And they all love Punk. I suppose that changed later on a little bit. So that was kind of weird. That was. So then Punk had a little promo again in the ring, and I thought it was quite good. He talked about fact and opinion, how everyone was entitled to an opinion, and he thought like The Rock was going to come out and say his usual thing, but the facts were that he just made a 400-pound monster tap out, and then something else, and then he was like the best in the world. That was the other fact. It was all right. It was good emotion in it. It was, it wasn't very long, which was quite nice. It was nice to have a shorter one. It was very concise, and so I thought it was a nice little change. I wouldn't mind more people doing promos after a match.
Yeah, that's quite old school.
Yeah, so that's quite refreshing. I like that. Yeah,
there's a future in that, and especially with mid-carders that haven't got a distinguishable personality. I think 2 or 3 minutes on the mic could do them the world of good, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know why they didn't do it more. It's they've got 3 hours. It's better than plugging the app or something. Yeah.
So then, next up we have Miz TV.
Yay.
With the Nature Boy.
Good stuff. Which, that was.
I was entertained by it. I thought it was a good bit of nostalgia. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'll put it this way: if Miz weren't there, I'd have loved it probably. I mean, he's just irritating, and
he's got to be. He's a pretty unlikable face. I've got to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, no wonder. Is English Maurice's first language, or?
I don't think. I think
French.
Yeah, I'm not surprised if it isn't, because I mean that's probably the only way you can tolerate him, to be honest. If they are still going out, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know how. I thought like a few years ago when Miz was WWE champion, I thought he would be a massive babyface, but
Yeah,
he's just,
same. I agree.
he's just not so unlikable. I think it's just I hated him in this, and him. I don't know, him wooing, and I don't know. It was just I didn't like it, but Flair was good.
I'd have liked to have seen Jay Lethal come out, to be honest, and start throwing some shoes about again.
Yeah, that would have been good. So then Cesaro comes out, which I thought he did a brilliant promo. I thought that was his shining moment on the mic in WWE. I thought he was, I was really impressed. I mean, I know he can cut a promo.
It was quite close to home for Flair.
He destroyed Flair.
He did.
But I mean, Flair was kind of, he's probably told him to say it was all okay. What was it like? He earned 10 million and he spent 20, and then Flair says, "No, I spent 30."
30, yeah.
And then he said, "The only thing the four horsemen, or the hand gesture for the four horsemen means is anymore is Ric Flair's four wives," which Flair laughed at.
That was line of the night. That was where Ric Flair said, "I've got 4 ex-wives. I need a job, brother." When he was,
that was quality. Yeah. And then they then beat up Cesaro, and Flair chops him. Miz gives him the skull crushing finale. Then Flair goes to give him the figure 4, but he tells Miz to do it instead. And then Flair takes his jacket off and elbow drops it.
I'm surprised he didn't blade his elbow, to be honest.
Yeah. That was that quality line, weren't there? Oh, the one bit I liked about the Miz Flair interaction was quite good. He went, he was talking about his like limousine riding, jet flying, and he said, "What do you do? Take away from girls?" And he's like, "I'm not saying that. This is a PG show." And that was like quality. Oh, I couldn't believe that bit. I mean, that was really funny.
I think when Flair's used like that, I think he's going to add a lot back to the product. I've got to be honest. I think he'll. I mean, people like Cesaro get the rub off him.
Yeah. Or in a GM role, I mean, because they're so crammed down your throat, GMs. Like with AJ was and Vicky is like in so many segments.
Lately, the last 2 or 3 weeks, Vicky's not really been seen.
No. Yeah, I suppose there's been bigger things on. But I mean,
think
the storylines.
The case that they can't find room for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never mind.
Sorry,
I'm
not
not
going to be sticking around then, is he?
Would you say Himpy?
I take it Flair's sticking around, is he?
Well, he's not under contract, is he?
Sporadic appearances here and there.
I don't really know. So.
Yeah. But I mean, I like seeing him on there. I don't know, it's different. Like, because when he's in TNA, I weren't really that bothered. But I would look forward to seeing him in WWE. I suppose it's the different style. He brings something to that kind of the PG environment, I suppose, where it's like a different aspect, maybe.
That can always be used as a manager as well. So.
Yeah.
Right. Moving on to the main event match of the show is the abomination between John Cena and Dolph Ziggler.
You didn't like this match?
There's not so much the match.
Yeah.
It was a decent match. It is a Dolph Ziggler versus John Cena match. They've all been pretty decent.
Yeah.
The point that I didn't like was the way that for the 2nd or 3rd week running, John Cena has kicked out of every one of Dolph Ziggler's finishes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And put him away with one finisher.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But
and
I think this, you do expect Super Cena to an extent, but I think this was super duper Cena.
Yeah, it is pretty stupid. I mean, because before these last 2 weeks, they'd kind of presented him mildly on the same level. Of course, Cena is, booked better. Like he lost to Ziggler in the ladder match, Money in the Bank ladder match, and it was because AJ screwed him. But I mean, here Big E stopped Cena. Big E stopped Cena winning 3 times before the finish.
But with the first one, which happened during the stupid Raw Active commercial break, if Cena would have just let go at the top of the cage, he would have landed and won the match.
Yeah,
but he probably would have broke his neck, so it's quite understandable.
Yeah, I mean, he could have just climbed to the side a bit, and that would have worked. Because I mean, but whatever. But yeah, that was there was too much interference, and it made Ziggler and Big E look ridiculous, really, just because they looked incompetent, not being able to beat him. I thought it was a very good match, though. I mean, the crowd were really into it, and it was.
Yeah, you can't fault the quality of the match.
It's just WWE is just it
was always going to happen, I think. But
that super kick, though, I mean, that was one of the best super kicks I can remember. That
was a
so
Shawn
good.
Michaels-esque super kick.
I would say, go on a limb and say that was better than Shawn Michaels' one that he's ever thrown, like just a normal one. That is a big statement. That looked quality, though, and I know there was a slap on the thigh somewhere. I couldn't see where he slapped, but it just looked like he took his head off. And I wouldn't have been surprised if he didn't kick out that because he was knocked out, really. So I was kind of, I thought that was really, really good.
One thing I'd like to just say about this match is it's another WWE match where someone has cut a promo beforehand saying this match is everything and I can't lose, and they've lost.
Yeah, that is a bit stupid, isn't it? I know they had all this interference. I don't see why they needed to, because I know Cena's going to win anyway. I mean, what's the point in interfering in a match if your babyface is winning anyway? I mean,
yeah, very true.
Spot
on again.
I would guess that it is to do something with Big E, try and push him into. I thought they were going to push him into a program with Cena, like now, maybe during the Rumble or something. But it doesn't make much sense because Big E is interfering, but he looks ridiculous that he's helping Cena win, he's helping Ziggler win, but he's not doing anything to stop Cena winning, and surely there'd be better ways to book Big E to have some interaction with Cena.
He slammed the cage door on his head, didn't he? To stop him escaping.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess, but I mean, there'd be better ways to, I don't know. Surely if they want to have Big E interact and stuff, there'd be better ways than to just have him not successfully help Ziggler win. I don't know. Because he does, I don't know, but I don't see the logic in it, and maybe if he just attacked him after the bell or something, I don't know, because I thought they were going towards trying to get Cena angry at Big E or something, but I don't know.
I think Big E is a case where they've pushed him up to the roster and they've not really got a clue what to do with him.
Yeah.
And he's been thrown in with Ziggler as like a bodyguard type figure, but he's not a very good bodyguard.
Yeah. Yeah. Already they seem like they like Big E more than Ziggler. It's kind of...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I
really hope that's not the case.
I worry for Ziggler a bit now. I mean, I don't know when... Maybe his cash-in's coming at Mania, I don't know, but that would be interesting. I don't think there's never been a cash-in at Mania, is there? So that would be...
That's a good shout.
Yeah.
What's the actual deadline for cashing in? Is it WrestleMania?
No, it'd be Money in the Bank.
It'd be a year from when he won it, I'd imagine.
Yeah, which was Money in the Bank.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
July the 17th, possibly.
Yeah, so that's a good free pay-per-views after, I think. After Mania. So.
I think I've read on a wrestling website this evening that they've pushed Cena on, and they tried to say that he needed the win more than Ziggler couldn't afford to lose, which I think is complete rubbish.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I think wins don't hurt, losses don't hurt Cena anymore. They don't.
No, but they're saying that he needed the win because he's now going to go into a potential program with The Rock, which I'm completely against.
Yeah.
Again, but Ziggler is not at the level of Cena yet, where a big loss will harm him.
I guess.
He's not big enough to be harmed by a big loss, if you follow me.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
I don't buy that, to be honest.
No.
But,
yeah.
See. Anyway, it's now time for the Rock concert.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's the worst Rock concert we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Out of the three.
Yeah,
but,
fair enough.
I thought it was entertaining still.
Yeah. I didn't like the Heyman bit so much. It was just like, dick joke. Oh, we said dick. How funny, you know.
But, that was similar to the We Will Rock You bit against Cena.
Yeah.
A bit desperate at the end. But anyway, I think I don't know. I think
That wasn't the main bit, though, was it? I mean, the
no,
Vicky.
exactly.
Which
think when
I
it comes
thought
to
I
things
laughed
like
at the time, and I thought was quite good. But then afterwards, I felt a bit bad, and I felt a bit awkward because really he's bullying a woman for being ugly.
yeah,
which,
but that's happened so many times, and she
Yeah.
is playing a role on television.
I think
where
though in
she-
the attitude area, sorry to interrupt, but in the attitude area, that would have been fine. I wouldn't feel like that. It's just the environment that today's WWE is. It feels a bit weird. Like even when like King says something, like I know he doesn't really do it anymore, but it always felt a bit out of place because they say be a star and everything, and there's not so much of a mentality where the baby faces were, taking the piss out of everyone, like in the attitude era. So I don't know.
It's disappointing that it happened in Eddie's home state. To be
Yeah,
honest.
that's a good point.
on a Raw episode where we're celebrating the past,
Yeah.
but that's being too critical.
Yeah, I mean overall it was good.
No, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
And I like the confrontation afterwards when Rock calls out Punk and kind of just is really serious with him and says he's taken the title and whatnot. And then they had the brawl, which was okay. A pull-up brawl,
I think if Rock wins the title, it'll be weird to physically look at CM Punk without the belt.
Yeah, it is going to take some getting used to.
Without the belt anymore.
Yeah, that will be weird. And I really like how Punk ran down to the ring to face Rock there.
He was in his face.
You don't see that with heels. Usually it's like, I was expecting him to say, just walk away at some point or something. So that was good.
Absolutely.
That gave Punk some credibility, really.
The segment was complete when Fit Finlay came out.
Yeah.
So that's the main bulk of Raw covered there. Any other little points you want to add, Ryan, about any of the other segments?
Yeah, well, I'll just run through the other less important ones. So Barrett beat Orton clean, which
he did.
I was
that
very
really
surprised
shocked
at.
me. I really didn't expect that to happen.
I think I read that Orton's possibly taken time off again, personal matter or something.
Third strike.
Maybe that's something. But I mean, I was shocked because at the start I was thinking, I hate it when they just feed mid card title holders to people.
I think everyone was saying that. To be honest. I think it came so out of the blue. It was really refreshing, though.
Yeah.
Marked like a little girl.
Yeah, I'm I don't mind Orton so much. It's like it's always him though. It's no one else is allowed to job.
Yeah,
it's got to the point where I would have been more shocked if it hadn't been happening in the past. If you know what I mean.
I thought it was a good match as well.
Yeah, I wasn't mad about it. It's like Barrett's usual, just slightly better than average match. He doesn't really seem to have any better. I'm not too keen.
That's a good way of putting it. Slightly better than average.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that's how this podcast will turn out, to be honest.
that's aiming a
slightly better
quite
than
high,
average.
Yeah.
Yeah, about one thing I didn't like, this has been really pedantic, but one thing I didn't like, after the match, Barrett was doing his ooh into the camera, and straight away they cut to, The Rock's on now.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
they did.
They didn't really give it time to set
definitely, I noticed that as well.
Impact-esque.
Yeah, it was quite a big thing, especially for Barrett.
Exactly.
I mean, and that was just like, right, next, so that felt kind of weird. Next up, well, not next up, but the other stuff we had was Team Hell No appraisal with Dr. Shelby, which they said happened earlier in the day. So that happened, and then Road Scars turned up. I thought that was one of the better backstage segments they've done with Team Hell No for a while. Nowhere near as good as the original Anchor Management stuff, but it was all right. I thought Brian was good in this. And
who'd have thought that Daniel Bryan dresses up in women's clothing?
Yeah, that was good. But I liked what he said about Kane, him being tall. He liked that, and him somehow setting fire off by lowering his arms. So that was quite good. But yeah, so that was alright, I guess.
I still don't really understand why they're feuding though.
No.
I mean, Rhodes Scholars and Hell No.
Yeah.
I think they're feuding because they're the top two tag teams for no other reason.
Yeah. But I mean, I suppose that's alright.
It's the same. We've had the same 4 matches.
Yeah.
In different combinations of the two teams.
Yeah.
For the last 3 months now.
Yeah. I didn't really
None
like.
of them have been particularly standout to me.
No, that's
I'd like
true.
to see Bryan and Sandow given sort of 10-15 minutes. But
Yeah, their matches today, that was stupid, wasn't it? I mean, especially
but
the
at least
Bryan match.
Daniel Bryan won. For
Yeah,
the,
did. Yeah, a rare victory for him. But I mean, and tapped him out like really quickly. But I mean, I don't know why they bothered. Really, I mean, I
think
suppose
ultimately they're going to build to Bryan Kane at WrestleMania, are they?
Yeah, it doesn't look good for the tag team challengers though. I mean, there's not many times I'm going to moan about Bryan winning. I'm not really, but I mean, it's just the time really. It's like, you know, these are supposed to be the people that are challenging. I suppose they beat him last week clean, but
Yeah.
it's a bit silly to have him lose so quickly in singles matches.
Yeah.
What I didn't like in the appraisal bit was Dr. Shelby and Tina Hell No all yes, and it's just, that's kind of cringeworthy now. It was a novelty at first, but I don't, when they're just doing it backstage, it just looks really awkward. So I wasn't a massive fan of that, but yeah.
A point I'd just like to make quickly at the end of that.
Yep.
I'd like to know how long it's been since Kane lost.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. He just seems to win everything, doesn't he? I mean, he never seems to take the pin for when Team Hell No loses. Always Bryan, and he wins all the singles matches he has. So yeah, that's a good point. And I don't know what he's like the one that should be winning the least. Surely, I mean, I suppose he's the monster, but he's the veteran. There isn't that much more of a future with him. So I don't know why he's got to win, especially in this role where he's more of a comedy character than anything. It's like, I don't know. But, yeah. So moving on, we had Caitlyn beat Eve to win the Divas Championship.
She did.
Which I didn't think was a bad match. It was a lot better than...
It was a decent Divas match.
Yeah, it was okay for the standards.
Because they give it time to
it did have
naturally
more time.
work.
Right, so another bit we had was 3MB beat Sheamus in an over-the-top challenge, which was just terrible. Jinder and Drew would already eliminate, and then they threw Sheamus out, and I don't even want to talk about it anymore. So let's leave that. Yeah. So Raw, pretty good this week.
Grade out of 10.
6 or 7, maybe. I don't know.
I'd go with 6. No more than that.
Oh, it's 6. So we'll settle on 6.
6 it is then. So.
Can I honourable mention?
Yep.
Was during the possibly the Rock and Sock promo.
Oh yeah.
A Super Dragon chant broke out.
Was there?
Yes, there was.
That. Quality.
And I also saw a man in the crowd with a Super Dragon sign. So there's a little nod to one of our heroes, Matthew.
Yes.
I think that'll do us this week. This here podcast is coming to an end.
Yeah.
We plead you to follow the Danger Zone on Twitter. It's at DZ Podcast. And we need as many of you to follow us as possible. Even though there'll probably only be about 5 of you listening to this.
If we're lucky.
And visit the www.thedangerzonepodcast.com. That's www.thedangerzonepodcast.com, where eventually you'll find some blogs, past episodes, once we've actually made some more episodes, and most importantly of all, a feedback form. We can't stress enough how important your feedback, opinion, even disgustingly harsh criticism will do. We just want to hear from you.
I don't agree with that.
We need you to send us a tweet. We need you to leave us a comment on the site about what you liked, what you didn't like, and what you'd like to see in the future. I have been Daniel Kelly. You have been Ryan Palmer and Chris Hempelman. And until next week, you've been in the Danger Zone.
I've been in the Danger Zone.